Great. So hi everybody. This is Nyela, my sister, and we decided that for Women's Day, it would be ideal if we got together and did had a chat about what we were thinking, what was happening in our respective fields with respect to women, and if there was something of use that we could share. So I am Sadia. I'm the founder of Inner Space, and we can talk no more about that later. And this is Nyla. She's a fitness coach, and she's a fantastic coach, even though she's my sister. She runs a program called IFML, which is intermittent fasting and mindful living. And she has put me on intermittent fasting 2 years back. I followed her 45-day program. It's an online program, and it's amazing. And I am still on intermittent fasting, and it's really making me feel fit and healthy and well. And when you have a sister who's a fitness coach, you can't take it easy in life. So that's what this is about. So I'm so glad, Nyla, that we are having this chat.
Thank you so much, Sadia, for having me on the, live on your page. And guys, I think this is an informal chat between two sisters about what we generically think, about some topics that we've been, talking about. And also, most of you, I think, that since this is her page, but, this is Sadia, and she's, running inner space therapy for last 22 years. She's a counselor and mindful expert. I also want to lay stress on the fact that I did do her eight week mindfulness course last February after a lot of coaxing from her end. I should have probably done it. So I did a level 1 way back in time, and then it took me a long time, and I came back for the 8 week course as well. And I know I keep revisiting and then losing the link and then revisiting, but I find that it keeps me going. Whatever it is that I pick up along the way from mindfulness meditation and through her course is that I have found that I'm generally just more at peace, not because I can change everything that doesn't work my way, but just be at peace with everything that doesn't work my way. And also generally feel a lot more free, happy, positive. And, one thing that's taught me to is to just bring in that 5 minutes of time here and there, and catch up, with silent moments, breathing, whatever it is. Sometimes I go back revisiting the course, I pick up a meditation, or sometimes I'll pick up a breathing practice, but it has been very grounding overall. So
Yeah. So we were just chatting, and I was asking her some time back, like, what is it that you're seeing in your practice with people, especially with women? What is that one pain point that you see? And I mean, what she said, I completely resonate with. So I thought it would be great to kind of put it out here and also share what we think can help things along. So Naila, what is that one pain point that you are finding consistently with your women clients, especially?
so it's a very relevant question because across all kinds of women, doesn't matter what field they come from, whether they are living a corporate high-end corporate life, or they are householders, or they are work from home moms or singles. I find that 80% of the time the women tell us the same thing, whether we are part of the IFML program, or when it comes to personal coaching, or just trying to take personal training, or other classes, is that it's very difficult as a woman to prioritize themselves first, especially I think when it comes to taking time out for fitness, your health, your nutrition. I think everything else takes place first, be it your high-end job, be it your parents, your kids. So in the process of trying to see that everyone's well-being is well taken care of, somehow I find that theirs takes a step back. So I think that's one of the most common things across that we get, that I don't find time. And I can kind of, I do understand that as well, but it's a difficult one, right? It's a tough one. And what do you think? I mean, your practice is pretty much getting people back to themselves in that sense. So what's your take on the same? I mean, what do you feel when you have women clients especially coming to you?
Yeah, I think I see a lot of exhausted women trying to manage so many things, and I really think this is a tough time in this changing world where the roles have become far more than they were. We are not just anymore limited to doing certain household things, I mean, over the last 50, 60 years, but
Yeah,
increasingly so. The demand, the pressure to remain fit, the pressure to remain looking good. Also, if the house is not clean, we feel it's our responsibility. If the child is not done well, it's our responsibility. If we're not doing well at work, it's our responsibility. So I feel that
yes,
there is so much of exhaustion and there's so much of a sense of inadequacy and this superwoman syndrome where I have to manage it all, and
right.
yet I don't feel enough. So I have women who are like performing brilliantly at their work, they're achieving so much, they're doing so well, and still that internal feeling that it's not enough, I'm not doing enough. And that's a tough one because I think it leaves
Right.
you so much with, in spite of doing so well. It's sometimes I have to tell my clients, like, look at you, you're doing brilliantly. Like, how can you do better than this? And that reminder is needed because we don't feel that reassurance within us. We don't feel that comfort within us. And so, Nyla, I thought that it would be great, you coming from the physical health space, me coming from the mental health space, if we could find a way or have some things to share which are not going to add additional pressure. So, before this chat, when Naila and I were talking, we were continuously discussing how not to create more overwhelm by saying, okay, now there is this one more thing you need to do to get
Yeah.
physically healthy, or you need to take 15 minutes out a day to meditate, which is what I say. And Naila says that yes, you need to get your workout in. And I said, no, you know what, Naila, let's not say this for Women's Day. Yes, we need to create space, eventually get our workouts in, create space to meditate. But is there something that is not so overwhelming? Something a little underwhelming, something easy, quick that people can do given the time they have, and still it will make a difference to their lives.
Right.
So, what could some of these things be according to you, Nayana?
So I know, I mean, some of the things I may talk about are very general, but I find that small consciousness may not require time, but small effort and habituating can actually sometimes help a lot, right? Instead of feeling like very overwhelmed by this idea that, oh my God, I need to hit the gym or take this class for 1 hour, and then you're so overwhelmed, you don't have the time, and then you live in this perpetual guilt of, I can't do this, or because you constantly are telling yourself that I need to set an hour aside to do it. So I think where physical movement is concerned, if you're coming from a space you find you just cannot make time, you look at movement as being incorporated into your daily life while you're doing other things that you're doing. So small conscious things like take the stairs to your workplace, to your home, to anywhere else that you're going. Ask yourself, can I walk this distance? Do I really need to take this cab or take my car? Can I just walk this distance and back? It could be anything. Drop your kids, pick up, whatever it is, right? Like few minutes here and there of movement. Also, a lot of people are in enclosed workspaces and offices where movement is limited by itself. Just every 30 minutes, take like a few minutes off, take a little walk around, move around a bit, come back, and think about your body as just being you know meant to move. So without thinking that, oh, I have to do this, I would say step two is, yes, if you can remove 15 minutes, great. If you can remove an hour, nothing like it. If you can't, don't be under the load of not being able to do it. Do it in whatever small ways that you can. So
You're
I think
talking
that is
about
one of,
working out. You're talking about workout or some
yeah,
exercise.
exercise. Yeah, so if you just think about movement in the body, how can I incorporate movement into my day while I'm doing whatever it is that I'm doing? Can I make an extra effort to do anything extra that requires me to get up and move from my place? I think that would be like the first step to sort of just say that I'm a little more mobile, more agile, and things like that. And I think a couple of other things would be, I think this is very common, which I find that most women tire out at the end of the day, and then to unwind they pick up their phones. And this is the challenge, because this is me time, this is time off, and I understand that, but if you logically just think of winding up a little bit earlier than you normally do. Let's say you extend this time into 12:30, 1 a.m. You know you have a hectic morning, you're going to have a long day tomorrow, but there's just need that, I have to do this. If you can wean into it by 15 minutes early bedtime, slowly half an hour, just ease into it. And you don't realize, but if you had to actually sleep an hour extra in a day through your night, you have slept one night extra through a week, which is a huge regenerating factor for your body and your system to just recoup with everything that you need to keep up with. So you can take that time, yes, take your me time, but maybe it doesn't have to be an hour of social media, which is already going to stress you out more than you are and tell you how much it is that you are unable to do, right? So I feel
Tell me about it.
sleep becomes very important. Not asking you to leave everything you do and go take an afternoon power nap, no, but you can add that little time. And if you calculate your overall weekly time, you will see that how it helps in your weekly sleep hours and makes a big difference, big difference. And we all know hydration, but knowing is one thing and doing is another. So here I find is that deal of do I have the time to do something, or am I not making small habitual changes that don't require time? Really, it doesn't require you time, it just requires you a little mental alarm that I need to stay hydrated, and keep your bottle with you wherever you're going. Keep it handy, keep it available, so that when you have a signal for thirst, you address it by availability of water, instead of just kind of the day just kind of moves on and you realize, oh my god, I've been so busy, I haven't even sipped all day. So I think small things like these, and while these may be small, they're actually not that small, because they make a big difference. So if you're looking at starting small, these are the few components I think you can stress upon.
Right.
So I'll pass it on to Sadia, you, because I think mental and physical health is completely interrelated. But if you had to really give them some tip on what is it that they can do to this whole pressure, this whole life, and this whole overwhelming feeling, to be able to deal with it better this Women's Day, then tell us what you think.
Yeah. Um, a few things. Again, like I said, not overwhelming, nothing extra in time that you have to do. But the most important thing you have to understand is that when we keep planning, when we keep thinking, when we keep saying, I have to finish this, I have to finish this, I have to finish this, we are dysregulating our nervous system. Our nervous system is going out
Right.
of whack. And a nervous system that goes out of whack cannot operate optimally, which means
Right.
actually you cannot do the things that you plan to do well simply because you think about them. Now, this is ironic, right?
Right.
Because you're all the time thinking about them, your mind is not able to focus on one thing. When you're doing this,
Right.
you're thinking about something. When you're doing that, you're thinking about something. And that way, you're actually non optimal in your functioning. So, a few things, okay, to regulate your nervous system through the day. One is breathe into your diaphragm. Most of us who plan get all into our heads. We forget to breathe correctly. And all I'm saying is, whenever you recognize that I'm caught up in this thinking, come and just take a few deep breaths at that time into your diaphragm. You can't sit to meditate for 15 minutes. You can't do pranayam every day. Fine. Breathe into your diaphragm as often as possible. Just feel the area below your rib cage expanding when you breathe in and when you breathe out. Now, these are deep breaths and they are very regulating breaths. This is a core tip to regulate. Second,
Right.
when you find yourself thinking about things that don't belong in the here and now, simply come back to what you're doing. Hey, what am I doing now? Now I'm eating. Okay, focus on eating. Now I'm walking. Focus on walking. Now I'm drinking water. Focus on drinking water. These small micro spaces of focus that you create in the day are extremely regulating, extremely important, and they are crucial to your nervous system. It's like giving a system that's running in full speed a speed breaker. You're
Right.
creating space. And this idea that if I'm busy, I'm productive and useful is not true. It's just exhausting.
True.
Busy is not good. Resting is good. Resting makes you productive. Being present makes you perform better. And the third tip I'll do. So the first is breathing right. The second is coming back to the present. And the third thing that I would say is that while you're talking to your child, while you're walking your dog, don't switch on your phone. And this is exactly the tip that Nyla has, that when I know we do that to relax, but it's sucking us in. It's taking away our attention into another world, into another dimension. It is not letting us experience our world. So if you are just maybe walking to your car, just walk. Don't walk while reading your phone. Just take out 5 minutes in the day to be doing nothing, nothing to do with the phone, digital time out. Just talking, being by yourself, not thinking, not planning. These small islands of space that you create in your day are extremely important to regulate the nervous system, and they will create space for you. You will start feeling more energetic and you will feel, okay, I can actually also work out, maybe I can also meditate. So it will come to you. But initially, maybe you can start with really small steps that Nyla and I have suggested today.
I
So,
think that was insightful, the diaphragm breathing, because I also find the maximum stress, or whenever you are upheaved, you feel it right in the diaphragm, right? It is indeed a very, very relaxing breath
also we
method.
hold our breath, no? We hold
Insightful.
our breath when we are anxious. So the diaphragmatic breathing is not happening, only chest breathing is happening.
Right, right. Now that was insightful, Sadia. I mean, I definitely, and I know that it's small mindful work, because I've learned that through your program as well. It's not that it consumes time. It's just about habituating into
Yeah.
being able to do it. And
Yeah.
while I know that it's easier said than done, I also know that it's totally worth it, because in whatever small ways I keep coming back to it, I realize how much of a difference it actually makes.
Yeah.
So definitely that's a really good one. So yeah,
Wonderful. So thanks, Nyla. It was really nice chatting, and I hope
thank
everybody
you.
who's watching this has a wonderful, happy Women's Day to all of you.
Happy Women's Day, everyone, and we hope to see you soon again.
Bye. See you.
Bye. 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 Good night.
Bye.